I, Vampire Number Zero, written by Joshua Hale Fialkov, art by Andrea Sorrentino. This is just how Andrew got his powers. So, back in England, 1591, cold and rainy night, and he is currently riding in a carriage away from his, I guess, parents' home. He has fallen in love with a young woman of a different class, a lower class, named Mary, and he's writing to his mother saying, "Mother, you must understand, I leave out of love. You would never approve, but you understand love is the most important of all." And as they drive through the rain, their wheel snaps on their carriage and tumbles over. I don't even know what happened to the carriage driver. I think he's just dead, but Andrew his foot's messed up and he's not able to move that fast. And out of the rain appears, I'm not going to bury the lead, though the book does. It's Cain, the first vampire, the one we dealt with for that whole arc. He shows up and he's like, "Hey, I thought I was going to have to go hungry tonight. This is awesome." And he goes to attack Andrew. Andrew pulls out a small dagger, stabs Cain in the chest, which stops him from being bitten, but it doesn't kill Cain, obviously. And Cain just pulls out the dagger with no problem, snaps it in half, and he's like, "Don't get me wrong, kid, you're fast, and you literally stabbed me like where it would kill anybody else, but yeah, I'm not anybody else." And Andrew's like, "All right, well, if you're going to kill me, can I at least stand? Can I get on my feet and fight?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, you're brave, sure, whatever." So he pulls Andrew up to his feet, and they just kind of talk for a little bit. They're just like, "So, you're some sort of monster. That's cool. What happened here?" And he's like, "Okay, you caught me in a good mood. I'm just going to go ahead and share my backstory." And Cain explains that he was cursed with something, and one day a young woman was about to die. She was cast out of her own village, and Cain went to feed on her, but then she came back as, again, herself a vampire. And they became lovers. They got a family of children that they created, until one day their power had grown too great, and a demon looking a hell of a lot like Etrigan showed up and said, "Oh, we're coming to take the power back." And they ended up killing his wife and his family and left a curse on him that if he were to ever drink innocent blood, if he ever had a soul that was innocent, that he would be depowered completely. And so at that point, Andrew's like, "Okay, so how do you know that's not me? Maybe I'm innocent. I feel pretty innocent." And he's like, "Well, yeah, I guess you could be innocent, but on a night like this, driving away from your family home, I'm going to guess that you're after some little whore." And he's like, "Don't you dare call her that." So then they eventually get locked into a fight. And he's like, "You know what, kid? I'm hungry now, but I'm gonna let you at least put up a chase." And he transforms into his giant wolf form, and tells Andrew "All right, go ahead, run. I love this part." Andrew runs through the forest, praying to God for someone to help him. He ends up tripping over a root, and Cain catches up to him and says "Well, this is it. I'm going to kill you now." And he's like, "Wait, you showed mercy to me before. Why not now?" And he's like, "Because I got hungry now." And he goes and he bites Andrew, and wouldn't you know it, Andrew is an innocent soul, and he immediately starts sucking in the power of Cain and blacks out. And when he comes to, he's like, "Oh my God, I don't know what happened, but I am so hungry." And he immediately starts feeding on all of these rats nearby. And he's like, "Okay, all right, so I feel better than I ever have before, but also a big hole is in me now, my soul is gone." And as he gets up, he sees this woman walking through the woods, and the woman's like, "Oh, are you all right? Are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, sorry to bother you. I'm fine. No problem." And he's like, "Oh, you speak really proper. Are you sure you're good out here in the dirt?" And he's like, "I'm good, but maybe you should come here." And he just he feeds on the old woman. He doesn't seem to totally kill her, but he does. He immediately is like, "Oh my God, what have I done? That was a human. Oh geez, okay, nope, I'm not doing that again." So then he goes to the place where Mary lives, and he writes her a message saying, "Hey, I know I said I was going to spend my whole life with you, but you have to understand I can't now. I can't get into it. Please don't come looking for me. Just know I will always love you." And he leaves the note at her door, and the final page is showing the two of them on separate sides of the wall. her crying in the warmth of her castle, him crying out in the rain, and William Shakespeare's sonnet number 116 is written over it, because this couldn't get any more pretentious. But no, that being said, I have always liked this book. I think this book is very well done. I thought Andrew was actually older than that. I guess it doesn't make sense that he would be at the same time as Kane, but I thought that he was, at least a contemporary of Kane. But no, I guess he's only 400 years old, which isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, interesting origin. And that Mary did not get changed at the same time. He at least attempted to spare her for a while. So I'd love to see if we explore the point where Mary gets changed by Andrew. That would be an interesting story. But overall, I really do enjoy this. Art style, Sorrentino, magnificent the whole way through. And the plot as a whole is fantastic. So I'm giving this one, and I'm going to give it an 8.5. I really, really, really think that iVampire is something special, and I really hope it holds on to that until the end of the series. So definitely check it out.